What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B Hot Radio Shout in. Stepping in the building, I got an icon, a legend off in this thing, a writer, philanthropist, business owner. I mean, the man that's brought you the hip hop fraternity. Pimpin Ken, what's good with it, boss?
Hey man, what's good, baby?
Feeling good, feeling great. Dutch, what's happening with it, sis?
What's up? What's up?
Okay, now first of all, Ken, I want to get into this hip hop fraternity, man. Can you break that down to me? What it's all about, and how many lives are y'all changing and saving at the same time?
Well, the hip hop fraternity is a networking organization, and our sole purpose is to bring African Americans together. But we do accept other ethnic groups, but primarily it's African Americans because they're the one who basically are the culture. They are the ones who produce the music. Mm-hmm. But typically what happens is you have other people, other groups, other ethnicities, other ethnic groups that get involved, and they end up being the beneficiaries of the culture. Yeah. And so what we're saying is, look, it's our culture, our call. You know, we're independent. You know, we want a significant amount of the proceeds.
Yes, sir.
We don't want to just keep getting these pennies on the dollar while other people are living fat off the hog. So our primary purpose is to disrupt that whole industry, that whole thing that's going on where artists is getting actually 15 cents, while people who never created any of the intellectual property is receiving 85%. Like the analogy that I like to give, if I give you $1, Brother B High, I say, here's $1, you know, and it's 100%, I'll give you $100, 100% of my intellectual property. You say, here, Cam, I'm gonna give you $15 back. It go platinum. You're gonna make $850,000. I'm gonna make $150,000. That within itself is inappropriate behavior. You can't give somebody 100% or your 85% of your intellectual property when you was 100% creator of that particular product. So it's important, it's essential that young people understand that at the Hip Hop Fraternity we teach them about ASCAP, BMI, these performance rights organizations, CSAC, TuneCore.
Yes, sir.
We teach them about cryptology. We teach them about blockchain, NFTs, and NFC,
EPKs.
near field communication, EPKs, copyright, because these are the things that really entails the business. It's called the music business. Mm-hmm. You know, the music side ain't number 10%, so you got a whole 90% that you must really acclimate yourself to and understand to its fullest potential and to your fullest potential.
What was it that just pissed you off, Ken, and made you say, these boys need the game and I need to step in here and give it to them?
Well, you know, I always make the example of, you know, when I first signed with Simon & Schuster, which is one of the biggest publishing companies in the world. Yeah. It was owned by CBS. You know, they got me. You know, how they got me was, it was one word called revert. So I was receiving 15% of my intellectual property, which at that time I thought was cool because they gave me $250,000. I thought, you know, $250,000, nobody never gave me $250,000. I thought this was a lot of money, but I didn't know the book was going to sell that well. Of course, they do their due diligence and their research, so they know what it's going to do. So when it came time to receive my royalties, I'm like, where's my royalties at? They said, well, you know, it reverted from when it went from the hardback to the paperback, it went to 5%. So now I got to work 3 times as hard, you know, sell 3 times as more books just to get the royalties that I would have got up under the 15%. So what I did was, you know, the audiobooks came out. So when the audiobooks came out, I said, oh, I see how they play. They pimping. Yeah. I said, so they want to play pimping, now you playing my game.
Exactly.
So what I did, I said, cool. So I went and I called the guy up there. I said, say, man, look, I want to give you $50,000. I mean, well, I said, first, how much you want for the rights to the audiobook? They said X amount of money. I said, I'll give you $50,000. We negotiated. So I went there. It was a little conference room like this, a little bigger. Yeah. And you know, I went on the internet. I copy and paste me a contract. I put a Jewish name, Limburg, you know, on the contract. Yeah. And I took it to him, you know, and I was talking real fast to him. I said, hey, go to check. I just want to sign it. You know what I'm saying? I said, you know, here's the $50,000. Y'all read over it kind of quickly. So they read over it. You know, apparently they didn't catch my little glitch. You know, and I signed the $50,000, but I never endorsed it. I flipped the check. I walked out. Yeah. So they called me back and told me, they said, say, man, you didn't endorse the check. I said, I don't have to endorse the check. I said, did you read the contract? He said, yeah, it says that you. I said, the $50,000 will be coming off of the proceeds of the audio of the original book. I said, so once y'all make another $50,000, y'all don't have to give me no royalties. Just take it out of that. I just keep the audio book. and now I got 100% of the audiobook. And just this month, we sold 19,000 copies of the audiobook. So it's just understanding the culture and understanding the wave, understanding the mega trends, understanding the analytics and the algorithms and all that stuff that goes on with this new wave and this fourth industrial revolution, which is the internet.
Facts.
So I said, the internet is an equal playing field. So I learned from the game. So now I want to give it to Dutch and give it to DJ Money Now and Supreme and Boogeyman and Cash and Spook and J Fifth, all of our platinum members. You know what I'm saying?
What was it like learning this whole internet game, man?
Well, I was on it before everybody else. You remember on Jermaine Dupri's album, I said www.pimpin.com.
Come on now.
That was 20 years ago. I got my first website in '98. Niggas wasn't even up on.
Come on now.
On dial-up.
So I was way ahead of the curve,
Yeah.
Because when I was in prison, one of the things you got to do when you to get out is you got to have a good rehabilitation. You got to be actually the prison program.
Yeah.
So they offered a computer course there.
Yes, sir.
So I had some some minuscule knowledge of computers. You know what I'm saying? When I come out, my brother, he taught me about AOL, the internet and all that stuff. And then so I just knew then that this was the wave of the future. So I just kept watching it. And at the time I said, well, let me go ahead and get ahead of the curve. And then now that I'm on all these albums, I can be light speed ahead of the guys that's in the game because now I'm using this as a marketing tool the same way when I said on 50 Cent video, Pimpin said don't down them, crown them. I could have said McDonald's said don't down them, crown them as well.
Come on.
I could have said Coca-Cola said don't down them, crown them. So I understood, marketing, and I understood that this was going to be the wave.
Now, when it came to you creating your books, man, what was that like, putting the Pimpin' down into page form and then also hitting them with the audio books at the same time, man?
Well, whenever somebody put $250,000 in your face, you get creative very fast. It didn't take much to motivate me after that point.
Yeah.
But then, when I go back to my time in prison when I was in the joint, right, I used to be a part of this little clique called the Moore Science Temple, right, by the Honorable Noble Drew Ali. So we, I used to write the Sunday school lessons, you know what I'm saying? So I write the lessons for the brothers. We had Chris Bloods, GD Vice, so everybody in this little organization, brothers was just trying to, find some kind of solace, you know what I mean? Because we locked up, we just went that way. That's what a lot of brothers do when they go to the penitentiary. They get into the, the religion and everything. So that's something that I got into. And so while I was into it and I was really studying, I used to write the Sunday school thing. Then I went to college and, I'm saying, I studied, the 5 paragraph forms and just very writing skills that I learned through, I went to English 101, English 102, so I aced all them classes. I made the dean list. So I was pretty sharp, with picking up knowledge, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't the smartest person, but I'm very good at sucking up game. So I sucked up the game, and I didn't realize that game I was sucking up, would eventually come to my doorstep.
Exactly.
And it did. So when they hired Karen Hunter, who's also, she wrote the book Video Vixen with Corinne Steffen, Superhead. You know what I'm saying? She wrote that book with her, so they want Simon Schuster. They said, well, she needs to be your co-author, and I was kind of like, happy, good, I got somebody go do all the writing for me. So when I started writing and, she was talking, me and her, then, we didn't pretty much see eye to eye with the game. She was a very good writer, but she didn't understand. You got to say this way because this means that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They're not, if I say this way, they're going to think I'm a sucker. You know what I'm saying? So I had to interject and say, hey, look here. So finally I just said, just let me write it and you do all the grammatical correction. If I do any grammar errors, you know what I'm saying, you fix it.
Yeah.
And so fortunately, I was just a good writer. And she said, Ken, you very good. My publisher said, you very good. We didn't find too many faults.
Yeah.
And I really spoke it the way it was. I talked about it like it was in the streets, what really happened. I got a photographic memory like an elephant, so I was able to, kind of tabulate everything that was popping.
The 48 laws of game, though, Ken, when you were laying that on folks and letting folks know that this is the same thing as the 48 laws of power, but I'm about to bring it all the way home for you to be able to understand it and use it and take it to another level. Can you break down some of those principles for me?
Well, you got to remember, I didn't learn how to read until I was 21.
My God.
So I was basically illiterate most of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the way I looked at it, I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about it. I'm saying, when I used to read books, I said, man, I wish they'd make this stuff more simple. There's so many big words. Eventually, I learned, the big words and stuff like that. So sometimes when you making a move, you got to consider the people that you're making the move on.
Thanks.
So a lot of times you got to consider your audience. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things that I was writing, I was like, okay, how can I make this a dual writing? Meaning that how can I make it for intellectual people as well as laymen?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So always write my books a way that a layman can understand it, but yet an intellectual person can understand it. From a philosophical standpoint, though.
Yes, sir.
So when you deal with the philosophy of the game, you're like, instead of me saying, like I said, I was using the analogy, 2-off beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, pickle, onion on the 7-seed bun. That's the Big Mac at McDonald's.
That's right.
But if you want that Big Mac, you got to go to window 1, but you don't get the Big Mac to window 2. So even though a person is erudite or a person is intellectual educated, they can understand what I'm saying in the same manner.
Yeah.
But using philosophy and breaking it down from a philosophical and a symbolic standpoint, allegoricalism, you know what I'm saying, it makes it easier for the person who didn't go and get all the degrees and got all the letters behind their name to understand exactly what I'm saying. So I try to make it where it's comprehensible to the intellectual and make it understandable to the layman.
What are some of the principles of the game that the average man just happens to look over every day when they should just really be picking this stuff up?
Well, I did an interview one time, and I told the lady, I said that being slipping is a commodity that you can't afford. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and trusting everybody is a commodity that you couldn't afford. So she was like, well, I don't understand what you mean. In order to deal with people, you got to trust people. You know what I mean? You got to trust people. I said, well, okay, let's look at it like this. I said, how many people do you know that cross you in this industry? And she stood back for a while. She said, damn, I never looked at it like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just actually extrapolating game is basically letting people know that real game is not transparent. If you can see it's not game. So a lot of game is being manifested on a daily basis, and people just don't even know it's game. You know what I'm saying? So what I try to do is I try to tell people, man, life is chess. So you got to be 10 steps ahead of the game. So when a dude making a move on you, he probably made that move on you a long time. Just like I tell a woman, I say, when a man leave you, or a man, I said, when a woman leave you, they leave you in the mind before they ever leave you physically. You first place, you leave, so the first thing that ever happened is in the mind, because the sin don't lie in the sin. The sin don't lie in the act, it lies in the thought.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you think about it before you actually manifest it. So a lot of things, in order the key to understanding the game is to be able to preempt things. You know what I mean? To be able to play chess and not checkers. That's why I wrote the book, The Art of Human Chess.
Facts.
And I let people know, like, everything real game, you got to be able to anticipate. You know what I mean? You got to have expectation. You got to have certain things. You got to know certain things that's going to manifest. Like, have the things that's going to happen to you, ain't got nothing to do with your outcome. With the outcome is the things that you don't let happen to you. See, if you can preempt, if you can predict a situation before it manifests itself, then you're a chess player. You can say, yeah, I'm not gonna do this. I ain't going over there fucking with them niggas, because I know them niggas, they're some gangsters. And they're gonna try, they stomach touching their back. When they stomach, they hungry, and they stomach touching their back, and they ain't ate in a couple of days.
Desperate.
You lunch me. You know what I'm saying? They coming for you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna put that Roscoe on you. You know what I'm saying? They gonna take you out. You know what I mean? Just like a light bulb. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to, preempt things. You got to be able to see things before they manifest. And that's how I do it. Even with this hip-hop fraternity, coming down to Atlanta, this is a very political community. Everybody down here work together. Everybody down here is a good old boy network. You know what I mean? So everybody, they ain't not just letting no niggas come from New York or Milwaukee or Detroit just disrupting things unless they been in the media circle. So you know what I'm saying? I was telling them, I said, when we come down to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, when we start hip hop fraternity, our game is gonna be no game, because everybody run game. So we run no game, then that's our game. So we let everybody in free. We let everybody perform free. We feed people for free.
I'm with you.
And it disrupted the entire whole city. Everybody was like, what the hell is Pimpin doing? That nigga on some slick shit. But they couldn't find us, so they kept coming down there and looking at it like, man, I don't know, man. Go down there, maybe you can find out. Maybe you can figure out what he's doing.
Yes, sir.
And then I told him every week, I said, if y'all try to figure out my game, it's no game. So I ain't running no game. You know what I'm saying? We really helping these kids out. We really feeding them. We really let them perform free. We really be in the A&R. We perform. We provide a platform for them to perform and act. And Dutch could probably tell you a little something about it.
Get on in here, Dutch.
Look, we give them a platform to learn, right? So as he was talking about all of this good game, this is what you get every Monday at Whiskey Teas, you know? So you get to learn from somebody that's been in the industry that knows everything that we don't know, you know, about the industry. So Hip Hop Facts is one of the programs that we offer for our artists. It's an artist development, not only artist development, but anybody that's in the music industry. As he was saying, we teach about copyrights. My last segment was on beat licensing and the importance of buying beats that are, you know, licensed and putting music out that you can own, so that whenever you do have these conversations about 15% and 85% and everything, you know that you actually own your music and you own everything. So, you know, education is what I think the company is based off of. And when I walked in, I just saw a bunch of networking people that I could see the trajectory of the company. Like when I walked in, you can ask Pimp and Ken, I walked in, I said, I want to be a part immediately, you know, and I can understand his, you know, his nervousness in me, because I was very excited. I was really, you know, excited about it. But the more
she was trying to come in and take over.
Yeah, pretty much. And here I am at the VP level, you know. But yeah, it's great.
Money, why don't you talk?
You know they here, Money.
G, what it be, man?
What's happening?
Hey, what's happening, B.I.?
What's happening?
So, look, man, so I am DJ Money now, you know what I'm saying, director of DJs for the Hip Hop Fraternity, you know what I'm saying, and I created a brand within a brand, so I'm the CEO of the HHF DJs.
That's hard. So
we provide the musical entertainment for the Hip Hop Fraternity on Mondays and really any event that we have. And ultimately, you know, I'm, you know, top dog, you know, but shout out to all my DJs that I work with. You know what I'm saying? So it's all a team effort. You know what I'm saying? I'm just the head and leading in the right direction.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? Of course, taking all note, you know what I'm saying, in all game, which is no game, from you know what I'm saying? So he's spearheading the hip hop fraternity, and I'm following his lead. And, you know, of course, you know, shout out to Dutch, shout out to all the board members. And yeah, so that's pretty much my part.
I can dig it. I can dig it. Ken, what is it like for you being a mentor to so many people and giving out so much game too? Because it takes a special kind of person to be there for that many damn people.
Well, you know, it's good that you asked that question, because people say, you know, Ken, you're very lucky. And I say, yeah, well, Pimp C, yeah, I'm lucky. You know, Nelly, yeah, I might be lucky. Puffy, no, not so lucky. 50 Cent, maybe the guy just not lucky. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jermaine Dupri and Ice-T and just a plethora of artists that have been under my tutelage and sit down and got some good game from me.
Yeah.
I'm not that lucky. I'm really a good person. You know what I'm saying? I'm really a person that got humility. I really practice humility, humbleness. And a lot of people, you know, they know, and I tell them all the time, if you're not humble, you'll crumble. They know what's happening with me. They know that Ken is a good dude.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people, they take the name Pimpin and they just go array with it. You know what I'm saying? They thinking that, oh, that's something negative.
Yeah.
But you know, that's just a name that HBO gave me that, you know, I just used it, you know, and turned it into a marketing strategy.
Pimp that. Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and pimp the name. You know what I'm
Come
saying?
on.
But technically, you know what I mean, even when I was in prison, you can, if you ever meet some of them guys, they probably all dead though. But you know, them guys that tell you I was always a cool dude.
Yeah.
You know, ever since I was I can remember in high school, you know, everybody always wanted to hang out with me because, you know, it's something in me that, you know, that I believe I get from my father. You know, that just makes me a real dude. You know what I'm saying? Me, like, I always give the bombs money. You know what I'm saying? I pull over, I give the bombs money. You know, I go to all my partners, the ones that's on drugs. You know, I sit down with them. I have a $1,000 suit on. I sit on the curb with them. We chop up game and reminisce about what was happening back in the day. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I get with Pimp C. You know, me and Pimp C, we talking. You know, may rest in peace. Me and Puffy, you know, we chopping it up. Me and 50, you know, you know what I mean? He like, when he met me, I could tell, you know, by 50 being a street dude, I could tell he was a little intimidated. You know what I mean? He was like, you know, this nigga, this the real pimp nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you're in the streets, you know how niggas in the streets act like, man, I can't be fake in the front. I got to bring the real game to him. But then, you know, once we got to talking and we just laugh and joke, you know, he opened up and he just got loose and he seen, oh man, this a cool dude. Next day I'm on tour with him. You know, next day I know they calling me and, you know, we having conversation, you know, and they like, man, this dude is real. The same thing with Lil Flip. I met him on a Juvenile bus. We were shooting a video in New Orleans and I'm on the bus and Lil Flip came in, you know, a week later, I'm doing the This Is the Way We Ball video. I met Lil Jon over at Too Short House. We over there, we kicking and stuff. The Dungeon family, everybody downstairs, strippers and all that, And Lil Jon, he had a song with Too Short, and they did the song. And then next thing you know, I'm on Lil Jon album. Next thing you know, I'm dealing with Lil Scrappy and Trillville. Because every time somebody meet me, I'm like the big uncle. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know I'm authentic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I'm with the gangster shit. Everybody know I've been in the streets. I put a lot of pressure on niggas and punish a lot of niggas as well. You know what I'm saying? So niggas know I ain't no hoe ass nigga as well. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with all that shit. You know what I mean? Like I said before, I tried selling drugs, but that shit with me. I can't deal with that. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to sell death to my people for one, and then I never liked dealing with the people that was actually on drugs because it's sickening to see somebody sick. You know what I mean? And just craving something that that's so small as a little piece of rock. Yeah. So that wasn't my flavor neither. Pimpin' really, was something that kind of was just, I believe that a lot of women like me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, literally, a lot of women like me because I can't see what I was doing that was so special. Because, we basically just got money. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't never I ain't had no magical game. A lot of people think Ken got this magic potion, you know what I'm saying, that just he can just get in a woman's ear and spit venom and get up in them, you know what I mean? It wasn't that hard for me. It was like, I believe good pimping back in my day was always looking good, so I smelled good, I looked good, and I drove brand new Fleetwoods. That's right. You know what I'm saying? And I just stayed down and stayed clean. So every time a nigga tried to sell a woman a concept like, hey, you mess with me, baby, we gonna have this, we gonna have this, I ain't never had to do that. I pull up with the jury, I pull up with the Minks and the Rolls Royces and all that stuff. So, I would say, that's why I used to always tell them, let your choice be Rolls Royce, because I already had one. You know what I'm saying? This nigga trying to sell you a Rolls Royce concept, I'm driving a Rolls Royce. You see what I'm saying? So that was one of the things that we believed that was powerful. But it's a whole heap of things that make up me as a person, as Ken Ivy. That's who I really am. Yes, sir. Now look at my children. All my children went to college. They all grew up to be great kids. You know what I'm saying? So it just can't be the perception everybody have that I'm this pimp and this mythical figure. It's got to be something good about me that I turn out good children. You know what I'm saying? I got good friends. Most of my friends, the owner of the U-Bar, the owner of VVS, these are my friends. Yeah. These guys, I go over their house, they call me, we talk on the phone every day. All my friends is either millionaires or they poor as hell. You know what I'm saying? But they, we all cool, and I don't have no respective persons. So I deal with the hood, I deal with the gutter, then I go deal with corporate as well. I got a lot of, European friends that's in corporate America. I have to be friends with these people in order for us to do, millions of dollars worth of business. Exactly. So, I think it's just God just gave me a gift, and the gift that God gave me is that, people like me.
When it came to the lingo, though, Ken, we understand that you already had the ladies, but where did you pick up the lingo? Did you have to practice that, or did they come natural?
I don't know. You can be talking, I can make up some slick shit
right on the spot. Right on the spot.
If you force my hand, I'm gonna spit it, man. I got diarrhea in the mouth. I talk a whole lot of shit, man. For real, man. I got that machine game, man. I got that tech in my mouth, that Draco, it's that Draco game,
baby. Okay, so now, Ken, I gotta ask you about Pimp C, man. How did y'all link up? And what was it like when you first met him? And did you realize that the young Pimp C was going to go out a legend?
Man, I first met Pimp C at the Ghetto Mall, at Sharp Tall Mall, and he had some mink shoes on. I had a mink coat on. I just liked the shoes. Because, I don't know if people know it, but I tell them now, I usually don't like to brag, but I used to model for Murray Shoes. I was the official model for Murray Shoes. My picture was in every magazine all over the place, all in all the stores, Yeah. I got a lot of little things like that. I really don't like to talk about it, but, since we're having a conversation. So by me being a model for Murray and they flown me over to Milan, Italy, and, they didn't decide all the shoes they used to design. They used to put my name in the shoe, like, it was the Pimpin' Ken shoe. A lot of niggas was wearing my shoe and didn't even know it was a Pimpin' Ken shoe. Like Michael Jordan, I was Michael Jordan. I was the 2-3 of the P, You know what I mean? I had my own shoe. Literally, I had my own shoe.
I'm with you.
So when I seen the Murray shoe, I'm looking at Pimp, and I'm like, man, you know, those some nice shoes. And then he said, Pimp and Ken. I'm like, Pimp C. I'm like, I recognize him now. I called him Pocket Full of Stones. The next thing you know, man, we went to his mama house, and because she lived close to the mall, and we talked all night, and man, we just reminisced, and he just had all these ideas about music, about old school, and how he liked the Temptations and the Isley Brothers, and how he was a producer, and how people. And then he said, Ken, you need to be a producer. You know, he said, man, you colder than Dr. Dre. I said, no, man, don't put that on. He said, you colder than DJ Quick. But what he was saying was that he can be the producer and he can put my name on it. He believed because by my name being on, he was just that type of dude. He just have some wild shit. Yeah. And you know, so you know, we eventually became best friends, and you know, we ended up doing the deal with Universal where he's supposed to play in my life. We had a $3 million deal with Universal, and unfortunately he died. But you know, when he went to jail, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people turned their back on him. I was right there. You know, the first day he was in jail, I was there. Actually, I was there when he caught the case. You know, we was both in Sharptown Mall at the same time. He pulled a gun out on the young lady. He thought she was trying to reach for a pistol. You know, so that, you know, just kept on. He did the whole bit. I was just writing him and, you know, doing little things for him and stuff like that. And then when he came home, the first person he asked for was me. Yeah. So then we said, Ken, you know, we too close to not let the world know. So we did this movie called The Best of Both Worlds. So it's really a life. It's a life. Go to my mansion. I count like 150,000. You know, pulling up in the Rolls Royce. Pimp got his Bentley. You know, we just shining, stunning. You know, jury pull out jury, let niggas know, man. You know, it's the best of both worlds, the pimping and the rapping. You know what I'm saying? Ken rap, Ken pimp, and I rap. But it's the best of both worlds. You know, he quoted me a lot every time he'd be at a radio station like this, and I'm not even in the conversation. He just, yeah, man, Pimpin' Ken saying, man. And you know, people like, man, y'all really close. And we was really close, man. And the day before he died, he called me because we didn't see each other for about a month. He said, Pimpin', I'm so sorry, man. I've been tardy, man. I should be calling you, right? And it was the strangest thing ever. I'm just sitting there, I'm listening to him. I was in Atlanta when he called me. I said, this is some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing I know, I think it was maybe too short of somebody got in contact with me and said, man, you know, Pimp dead. You know, and I was baffled. I was like, man, I just talked to him. The man ain't dead, you know. Yeah. And then, you know, Ruben, you know what I'm saying, which is his manager at the time, he called me and made it official. And I was like, you know, man, you know, so I went into a state of depression, man. I was at the casino, man, gambling, you know, $15,000, $20,000 a day, you know what I mean, just tripping, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't even shaving and shit. You know, my father died, my little brother died. I was like, damn, everybody's dying around this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm just, whatever. And then, you know, I think it was about 2 years later, you know, something just hit me, you know what I'm saying? Then I just, one of the brothers called me, and then I just said, man, let me, you know, get back in this game for Pimp. You know what I mean? So I got back out. I started selling DVDs out the trunk again. You know, people don't know. They think I'm just selling DVDs, but, you know, man, this is my man. I want the world to know who my man is. I want them to know that, man, this dude was a cold dude. Yeah. If you don't believe me, check out the DVD. It's on record. You know, and then, you know, me and Pimp are always talking about, because I had Pimp selling the DVDs too, and he said, Ken, why you selling DVDs, man? You got money, you know, you got this, you got that. I said, DVD, I'm not, I said, Pimp said, I'm not selling, I'm selling flyers. It's got my name on it, you know what I'm saying? It's got my commercial. I said, if they go home and put it in that damn DVD player, hey, man, ain't no BET or MTV, it's just me, baby. Come on, you know what I'm saying? I said, man, it's really a lot of game. That's why I said real game ain't transparent. These niggas laughing at me selling DVDs, but they going home watching me too. And they putting it on their panel, on their whatever you call that thing, they shelf. And I'm a billboard in their crib. You know what I'm saying? So your bitch watching me too, my nigga.
I'm with you, kid. I'm with you.
But you know, don't that don't mean to be offensive. I'm just trying to say for all my haters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for all the people that hate, you know what I'm saying, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Check your bitch. You know what I mean? Don't check the pimping, man. You know what I mean? Get back off of me like hot coffee, man. You know, give me 50 feet, you unbelievers and underachievers. You dig?
Hey, man, that's you. What were your favorite memories with you and Pimp being such good friends, man? What were some of your favorite memories that y'all had?
I would say they were my favorite. My scariest moments was him riding and him and Jay Prince on the phone. and Pimp C trying to explain to Jay Prince, you know, how he want to do this and how he want to do that. And I'm sitting right there, and Pimp just talking crazy. And I'm like, Pimp, chill out, man. That's Jay Prince, man. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, you know, I want them to think I got nothing to do with it, you know. Yeah. And then he calling somebody else, and he cussed them out. And, you know, and I'm riding right there. We used to ride to Port Arthur from Houston because, you know, I stayed with him on Westheimer. You know, every time I used to go stay at this little crib, a little condo. So I stay in the crib, and we'd be riding. He'd be just talking crazy, you know what I mean? I'm like, Pimp, you gotta chill, man. Mm-hmm. So, but the most funnable members when we go on tour, you know, he come to my house, and you know, one time he came to Milwaukee, he came to my house, he stayed a weekend. We did a show for 3 days, he just did it for free. May the man rest in peace. He's a kind, gracious brother. So he did the show, and we in Milwaukee, and you know, my kids, he playing with my kids, you know, he going over all my partners' cribs, he ride through the hood, you know. That to me was like a solidification for me and my hood. Like, yeah, man, Ken, he bring this dude that we love and that we honor. We've been listening to him. Some of them niggas got to selling dope because of Pimp, you know. Yeah. So you know what I mean. They ride and they, you know, they like, damn, you know, Pimp is on the block. You know what I'm saying? And Pimp, you know, he get out, you know, he real cool and smooth. You know, he dapping niggas and shit. You know, popping his collar, right? And you know, they like, damn, this really Pimp C. You know, and then you know they come out to the mansion. I invite niggas out to my crib. And they don't get to come out that much, but I let them come out when the celebrities come out. You know what I'm saying? So you know, so all these niggas at my house, my whole backyard, I got a yard. My yard is bigger than the football field. So everybody out here, all the stars, you know, I can remember what's his name? Bleed. My man Flip. It's just so many niggas. Damn, what's the other dude name? Yuck Mouth. All of them, man. They was just all at the crib. And, you know, all my partners up there, you know, they smoking weed. You know, I bought plenty of weed, liquor, just let them ball out. You know what I'm saying? That was a good moment because, you know, it solidified me and it let people know that I'm a real dude. You know what I mean? That I ain't just trying to suck up all this air for myself. You know, anything that's, you know, was mine is y'all's. So that's how my hood, that's how they receive me. You know what I mean? Like, I go in any part of my hood, you know what I'm saying? You know, I go with the GDs, the 19, the 24s, the 27s, you know what I'm saying? Me, the Burleigh Zoo niggas, you know what I'm saying? Me, the Vice Lord niggas down there on the east side, you know, the east side gangster, that's who I roll with. I'm not an east side gangster, but those, you know, my best partner, you know, he kind of was holding that shit down, you know what I'm saying? So I rolled with him, and that made all them niggas roll with me. You know, so I was from that side of town as well. You know, I lived on there more than I lived on the north side. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, all that shit was good, you know, for me, you know, to be able to, you know, bring Pimp C and bring Lil Flip and to bring all these dudes, you know, to the hood, you know what I mean, and let them meet these guys and, you know, do songs. You know, Pimp did songs with niggas in my hood. You know, we did, you know, features and stuff like that. And, you know, me and Pimp had a thing called Rap Hustle. Yeah. So, like, you know, it's just like the dope game. Nigga, 8,000 get you an eighth, nigga. You know, 4,000 get you a fourth. You know, 16,000 get you a whole. Yeah. So the whole was a 16 bars. You know, the eighth was 8 bars and the fourth was 4 bars. Yeah. And that's what we call it, Rap Hustling. And that's literally what we do. So I call him and say, I be like, Pimp, I got a 4 for you. Yeah. He say, sitting there 4,000 then Ken. You know what I mean? It was just fun. We went to Mississippi, man. I remember we went to Mississippi one time, and they had the Goon Squad. You know, the Goon Squad is a bunch of gangsters and, you know, a bunch of killers and shit, man. You know, Pimp was late, right? So, you know, thank God that, you know, I was in them niggas' hood. You know, I fuck with them niggas. Gino, my nigga, he was kind of like one of the bosses in the Goon Squad down there. So they wanted to get funky with us, right? You know what I'm saying? Me, or with Pimp, you know what I mean? So by me being, you know, affiliated with them niggas, you know what I'm saying, I was able to talk to them niggas, you know what I'm saying? And then Pimp was like, man, you know, whatever, man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, ain't no big problem. So Pimp ended up doing a song for them niggas and end up, you know, taking them niggas' number and kicking it with them niggas and signing one of their little goons and shit, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? That was the type of shit that I remember, you know, just like little shit that was like, you know, weird, you know, and then it turned out to be smooth, you know? Another good moment is when we was in California, we were staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel, and Pimp was in the studio with Michael Jackson and all them recorded, right? So we was in there, and it was just amazing, man. It was just this iconic, you see all these pictures, all these iconic people in there, and then Pimp was in there, and then Pimp, you know, he'd be in there, he'd be asking me, he said, man, Ken, you know, is it okay to say this, or should I say this, or should I say that, you know? And I was like, yeah, Pimp, man, you know, if you're gonna talk about the pimping, man, you can't mix it with Tricky. You know, you can't buy the bitch a bag and pimp. You know, I mean, you gotta just pimp, right? So the pimp be like, yeah, man, you gonna do it like kids say, right? And then we in there, we kicking it and shit. And then, you know, all of a sudden, you know, I didn't expect to do no intro, right?
Yeah.
You know? So Pimp said, "Kid, it's your turn." He said, "Go in the booth, right?" So, we laughing and joking, and we cracking up and stuff. I said, "Nigga, I ain't got no money, nigga. I ain't finna go up. Nigga, you sit up in this, you just told me you got a $2 million budget." He said, "Kid, man, charge it to the bitch, man." He said he tried to use my little lingo on me to pimp me to do this intro. So the song y'all hear, Two Kind of Bitches, we was doing that when we was in Hollywood. We did that in California at the studio Michael Jackson. It was a multi-million-dollar studio. So people would think that wasn't no off the porch shit. I mean, don't take that. I don't want the people to think I'm saying that. That wasn't no bullshit. It was it was some real shit.
Yeah.
And so I did the thing, and then I said, "Chop it up for me, Pimp." He said, "I got you."
Yeah.
So when the album come out, that's exactly what I said. He got me studying this shit on there. I said, "Pimp, you crazy?" And, he said, "Pimpin', man, you got to keep it real, Pimp. We can't you gotta let these folks know what it is, man." And, just shit like that. We have fun with. And man, I mean, I remember one time, he came and got the compressor, the SL55 Benz, it's one of the top Benzes at that time, with the 200 on the dash, and he had the Bentley. We swap cars and shit, we do shit like that, he'll ride around, he said in the movie, he said it's a compressor, he was talking about that joint, I'd be at video shoots and shit with him all the time. And like I said, when we did the Get Throw video with Jeezy, Jeezy now they'll verify this. Pimp was stopping doing the video, asking me questions. And man, should I check the money like this? Should the bra walk up to the car? Should the bra do this? Is this what's happening? Is this popping? This pimping? And it was just that type of relationship. It was never no fake shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even when Pimp was getting high, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he still was my main man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The album we did with I did a song with Chick Boss and me and Pimp. It's called "Fucking With Your Diamonds On." You know what I'm saying? Pimp, you know what I'm saying? He did that song, man. The man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, obviously at the time needed some money. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas wasn't really fucking with him like that. But he told me, man, Ken ain't gonna charge you nothing. It's free. He said it's free. You can have it. You know what I'm saying? Gave me the beat and everything.
My God.
That thing trending too right now. So what I mean? It's just it was a lot of little stuff like that with me and Pimp C. I can go on, man. It's just, man, we got to remember we was together so often. It's just so many stories. I can just keep going back. But those are some of the most memorable stories. Us getting that $3 million deal.
Yeah.
When Pimp said it was a shout out to my man Lil D from Nashville, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? He was also one of our business partners. When Pimp said, "Ken," I said, "Pimp, just throw me anything." You know what I'm saying? He said, "No." And him and D had put up most of the money for the project, right? So him and D was actually their business. And so Ruben, he was negotiating. That's the manager dude. So, and he's a lawyer too. So they negotiating, and Pimp said, "Man, no, Ken get $1 million too." So it was a $3 million deal. So each and every one of us was going to get $1 million. And Pimp made sure that they know that I get $1 million. So instead of him being greedy or whatever, he was like, "No, Ken get $1 million. And I'm gonna play Ken." It's on YouTube. It's right on YouTube. He said, "Yeah, man, me and Ken got 5 movies, and I'm gonna play Ken." You know what I mean? So he was gonna play me, because he felt like he knew all my lingo. I used to talk crazy all day to him. You know what I mean? He's like, "Yeah, man. I be popping it. You know what I mean? That's just how I am, man. If you my friend, I'm gonna give you a whole lot of game. We're gonna kick game all day."
Ken, from the time that you was in prison to finding yourself traveling the world and being all over the place, when you were locked down, did you envision that for yourself? Is that one of the things that you said, okay, when I touch down, it's gonna go down? Or how the hell did you keep yourself hopeful and, thinking about what the hell you was about to do with your life?
Fortunately, when I was young, when I first went to Cali Marine, they had a program called Transactional Analysis. And it was about this guy by the name of Dr. Eric Burns, "I'm Okay, You Okay." So I was reading that book, because we had to read the book, to get out of jail. So, like I said, at this time I'm just learning how to read, so the words is kind of complicated. But I eventually started reading it, and then it got good to me. Then I read another book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. So that book was really changing my life. Yeah. That's what taught me about affirmation and how to, put things in your subconscious mind and how to envision things.
Yeah.
And then I started developing my vision at that point. So even though I was in prison, I was really in the streets, and I always seen myself as bigger than what I was. You know, I always see that one day I'm gonna be great in some way, somehow. Then I look at what's his name, Don King. He was my hero. So I used to study Don King. Anything on him, you know, coming through. If a brother had a magazine, well, man, let me have that magazine, Don King. And you know, so that was how I developed my, you know, my interest of, you know, what I would like to become. I wanted to be like a modern day Don King. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just from, you know, the perspective I was to get into the entertainment world. So, you know, reading and learning affirmations and started setting goals and started reading my goals every day. That's what really, you know, catapulted me into, you know, the person I am. Then, you know, but the real success came when HBO came to me. And by me being so shy with the game, you know, they tried to offer me $1,000. I told them, I said, no, I need 80. So they gave me 80,000. I was the consultant of the film. Not only was I the consultant of the film ended with me. I said, this film got to end with me. I said, not Bishop Don Juan, not none of these other guys, not Ice-T, but with me.
Right.
I said, you know, because I understood the business. I've been reading, so I knew a little stuff about, you know. Then by me being, you know, in the Moral Science Temple, I was a Grand Sheik too. I was the leader of the organization. So I always know the keynote speaker was always the last speaker.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was kind of going with my limited knowledge from that perspective on why I wanted the movie to end with me. That was the best thing that I did, though. And then to get the credits in the film, you know, they let other people like the Hughes brothers who did American Pimp know that, you know, I was a consultant. You know what I'm saying? So they started consulting me, and then people started, you know, paying me all over the world. And, you know, that's how it kind of really, you know, but it was a defining moment, which was Pimp Up, Hold Down, that defined who I became. But by me being knowledgeable in so many different areas and having, you know, being absorbed, you know, a kind of sponge, you know, because I used to keep my ears on record on my game on the Zorb, so I'm always sucking up game. You know what I mean? So I was able to take the game that I had in me and then put it out there on a massive level and become a businessman I am today.
Being Mac of the Year, what was that like when you got awarded that?
Well, you know, with me, like I was having, like I remember one time I was in New York and I seen Biggie. And so we was at Jacob's the Jeweler. That's before people went up on Jacob the Jeweler. Everybody was going to Tito. Remember Tito? He was the guy that everybody used to go. That's why Puffy said, I go to Tito. You know, Jay-Z said, I go to Tito. Tito was down the streets on 7th Avenue in the Diamond District. So I went there and I seen Biggie with a watch on. It cost $45,000. You know, he was waiting on Puffy to pull up. You know, so me and him was just chopping up game. And then so I went to Jacob and I said, man, I want to watch like Biggie. So he showed me what Biggie had, and then he had one with a little bit more diamonds, and it cost 100 bands. So I guess the statue ran out. I can say this. So one of my chicks, she had stole a diamond, right? And the diamond was worth like about maybe 70 bands. You know, so what I did was I traded that diamond, and I ended up dropping some cash. He gave me that presidential Rolex was worth $100,000. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm sitting there, and you know, I'm riding. I got this $100,000 watch on. And then I go to all the pimps in D.C. on the track, and I said, yeah, you know, I'm popping. Yeah, what up, man? It's a light show, man. Y'all niggas pay your light bill today, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just popping it on them, right? And they like, oh, man, kid, woo, 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 right? And then, you know, I realized, I said, man, you know, I got this $100,000 watch. I got this brand new Benz. I said, I should be Mac of the Year, because this is the criteria of being Mac of the Year. You got to have your jewels up, you got to have your tools up, you got to have your bitches up. At this time, I might have been 8 or 9 deep, you know what I mean? I got this verse at 16, but I never stayed up under 8 bitches, right? So I had about 9 bitches with me, you know. I said, man, they got to give it to me this year. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just, you know, start campaigning like, man, yeah, man, Mac of the Year, man, you know what I mean? And so niggas like, yeah, man, PK, man, yeah, Mac of the Year, man, that man Pimpin, man, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, eventually, you know, they gave it to me, and then, you know, everybody knew I could talk slick. So, you know, I started going to New York, and I go to New York, and I would just put pressure on them dudes, man. I'd be on the track throwing payday candy bars at they bitch, be like, hey, bitch, make it a Pimpin' Kid payday, right? Every time I knock them, I got a Wall Street Journal with the banana peel, because, you know, that's what we say, we peel somebody, you peel them for the bitch. I got the Wall Street Journal and the banana, and the journal said, man, it's in the news, you been peeled for the bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this nigga crazy. So New York niggas started liking me, and everybody just started, I mean, I just went off, man. I put ketchup bottles on niggas' cars and say, nigga, my game is thick as high. Yours will never be thick as mine, man. You've been dipping in the mustard too long, and you need to catch up, partner. You know what I'm saying? So I just kept doing that, riding around the track with my door open. They thought I was crazy. I said, yeah, bitch, to do doors, opportunities open, bitch. I'm saying you need to choose up and not choose down. And so, they just started liking me. Everybody said, man, this dude is funny as hell. You know what I mean? So, everybody started following me. We'd go to Philly, we'd ride over here, and them niggas just followed me everywhere I went. You know what I mean? Because I was the the life of the party. So you know what I mean. So when we went to Vegas and the International Pimp of the Year came, all the big pimps and shit from New York and Chicago, they came. Niggas voted me Pimp of the Year. You know what I mean? And because I really was pimping. You know what I mean?
Yes,
like
sir.
I said, I had the $100,000 Rolex, Rolls Royces. $1,000 suits. That suit you see in Pimps Up, Hoes Down. Did you know those buttons was real gold? The Versace, I had them specifically made. So the suit was worth about $5,000.
Yeah.
The suit itself worth $1,400. You know what I mean? So I got then those shoes was customly made for me by Burry Shoes. I was the first time you ever see a 3-tone shoe, those are the shoes that in Pimps Up, Hoes Down. That was the first time Murray ever did 3 tones. They did it especially for me. So, it was just shit like that, that I was doing that niggas knew about it, but it was always in our little circle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm paying I got like 100 pair of shoes. I'm paying like $1,500-$1,600 a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm wall to wall with it. All my suits is a band or better. You know what I mean? So if that's the criteria of Pimp Mac of the Year, then I win tops down.
That's right.
I got bitches, I got jewels, I got clothes, I got game. You know what I mean? It was a no-brainer. You know what I mean? But it was a lot of dudes that that people don't hear about. I don't care to mention their name because I don't know what the criminality is, or if I be putting their business out. But it was guys that had millions, like in Texas. Them brothers was getting money. There's some brothers in Texas that was getting money. 4, 5 Rolls Royces. It was a brother. They could have won Pimp of the Year.
Yeah.
Everybody just didn't want to be in the night.
light.
Now, could they out-talk me? I doubt it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm the one with the platinum vocal cord.
Yeah.
Now, as far as gang spitter, I know I'm gonna go down in the game as the history in the history of the game. It's the best gang spitter ever in this century. Cause I don't think too many people, none of them spit gang like me, and I could do it at the top of my head. Matter of fact, I made millions of dollars doing it. So, let's talk about that. So,
PIMP with 50 Cent shooting that video. What was that like when you got all those pimps together, and then you knew that video was gonna go down in history as a legendary hip hop video as well?
Well, it was crazy because on the set, me and 50 cool, right? You got to remember, we cool by this time. He know me, and I've been on tour with these niggas. So me and 50, you know what I'm saying? We huddling up, and all other pimps over there in the corner. So they like, what them niggas plotting on? And I'm gonna tell you, when we was plotting on, I was like, 50, listen, man, I don't care what them niggas do, man. I don't care what Bishop they say, man, but I got to say my name in this video.
Yeah.
He said, Ken, and dude named Robinson, what's his name? What was the director? Chris Rob. Yeah, Chris Robinson. He was the director. So I said, Chris, I got to say, Pimpin can't say don't down crowd him. I got to say my name.
That's right.
Because I'm thinking marketing, right?
That's right.
And he said, go ahead. So they said, I said my name, and everybody else that did their part, it was too late. You know what I'm saying? I got in. So that type of shit, 50 crazy, because 50 was in on the fly. You know what I'm saying? 50 was in on the fly. 50 like, I fucks with you, man. Whatever you want, you know what I mean? Then he gave me a pair of shoes, and he signed them. I gave them to my kids. He gave me some more stuff. You know what I mean? They paid us well. 50 a player, man.
Yeah.
50 one of the coldest dudes that ever did it, man. I really, really, really respect 50, man. 50 is he's like a little me. You know what I mean? What I mean by not in a bad sense, like he's little to me, is like he's younger than me.
Yeah.
So, but he think he's a cancer too. We both cancer. He think just like me. If I'd have been 50 and I would have been sold 10 million records, I'd have been doing the same thing. I'd have had the BMF special. I'd have had the Power special. I'd have had Raising Cannon. I'd have been the same type of dude, because that's how I am. You know what I mean? Look what I'm doing with the Hip Hop Fraternity. You know what I mean? Look what I did with HBO. Look what I did with the book game. Now, I'm not only writing books, I'm also a literary agent. I just signed Boosie. I signed Ice-T. We working on a Master P deal. I signed Corey Wise from the Central Park 5. We sent proposals over there to little baby Bruno Mars, to all their people. Travis Scott, I've been on the phone with their people. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of person I am. That's why I like 50.
Yeah.
Because I know me and him have similar characteristics.
Yeah.
And I've been like that all my life. I'm glad you said, cause I wanted to say this in another interview. Rick Ross and all of them always talk about buying the block, right? Mm-hmm. Anybody, you can ask anybody, me and my partner JD, We been buying the block. My partner still owns 6 houses on the same block. on the east side. You know what I'm saying? I was buying all the blocks over there, all the houses. We had our grocery store. We actually protest the Arabs. It was some Arabs at a store.
Yeah.
All the brothers on the east side, we protest. We told niggas, you better not go in that store.
Yeah.
They stopped going. I ended up getting the store. You know what I'm saying? I ended up getting the store. You know what I'm saying? Because the Arabs wanted it. You know what I'm saying? And the brother, my man that had it, he was like, man, we ain't gonna let them get it. I said, don't support them.
Yeah.
So I can't remember his name, but he gave me the store. You know what I'm saying? And I ended up getting the store, and it was called Ken Ivy Variety Store. So we was teaching young brothers financial literacy back then. My partner owned all the real estate. We owned the real estate. My partner Brad, Don, G, Greg, they was buying all the cribs. We been doing that, man. We been buying the block back. Like literally, we bought the block.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask you something in current events with the trending topics out here. Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, the wife, for some reason it seems like they just can't figure out how to get it together or get along. I don't know if it's publicity leading up to Will Smith's book to hear about the drop of what's going on, but for some reason it just seems like Jada keeps on embarrassing him.
Well, back to our original conversation, with a female or a male, they just leave in the mind before they actually physically. They've been separated.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you're dealing with a woman, and all you younger dudes, y'all can take this to heart. When you deal with a woman, she got to match your rhythm. So if you call a woman at 4 o'clock in the morning, you tell her, say, baby, I got an idea, and she say, nigga, I'm asleep. She don't match your rhythm. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you tell a woman that, look, I'm for the mortgage the crib. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm for to take out a loan on the crib. You know what I'm saying? Because I got this fabulous idea. If she ain't with you, then she don't match your rhythm. Anytime a woman ain't down with you, let her go. You know what I'm saying? Because if she ain't with you, then that means she ain't part of your destiny. I mean, it's a hard thing to do. It's a cold-hearted thing to say, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a woman that's down with you, she down with you. I mean, through everything. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna be there for whatever. Now, there are some differences that human beings have. But when I'm talking about the nitty gritty, the real stuff, like we finna start this hip hop fraternity, or we finna do this, we finna start this Beehive show. You know what I'm saying? She better be 100% down with the Beehive. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
If not, you know what I'm saying? You need to give her a Chinese name. One gone, Mother Header, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. Ken, what game do you give your kids, though, when it comes to the man-woman relationship, on how to pick them and choose them and how to keep a relationship together?
Well, my son, I always tell him, I said, listen, man, your present choice determines your future happiness. You know what I'm saying? So when you're making a decision, always know that that's a decision you have to live with. You know what I mean? So vet your people real quick. I said, you get in life what you inspect, not what you expect.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So don't expect nothing from nobody. And I said, most people, they start at your feet and they end up at your throat. And they start off praising you. Whenever you meet a woman, you know what I'm saying, you don't meet her, you meet a representative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she gonna always be cute. She gonna always be nice. You know what I'm saying? She gonna always, give you brains when you need it. You know what I'm saying? For the kids' sake, I always say that. You know what I'm saying? She gonna always be willing to lay down with you and so on and so forth. But give it a few days. Give it a few months. I don't feel like it. Don't touch me. You're like, come on, baby, I'm hard. No, leave me alone. What I do? You didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you tell her, hey, look, baby, you know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, let's go and make this move together. You know what I'm saying? I mean, me and my girls, we finna kick it. You know what I'm saying? The relationship began to wane. She began to, so I tell them, I said, your present choice determines your future happiness. I said, so make sure you vet, who you're gonna be with.
Yeah.
And make sure that person rhythm match your rhythm. And that's important in the male-female relationship. And then men got to understand too, I'm not just gonna put it on the women. A lot of you guys, y'all gotta step your game up. You got to be 10 times intelligent than your woman. You got to study all day, all night, because women are very intelligent. They're very smart. You know what I'm saying? When we out there playing basketball, they reading those novels. You know what I'm saying? So they got a romantic perspective already. Like, I told my son, he said, Dad, one of his girls in the mess, he said, Dad, this woman want to marry me. I said, son, the reason why she want to marry you because she grew up playing with dolls. And she always, looking for Romeo. You know what I'm saying? And she always felt that she was Juliet. She felt that she was princess. You know what I'm saying? If not princess, she was Princella. You know what I'm saying? Princess and Cinderella. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? That being said, you know what I'm saying? You know, women have a different anticipation. When a woman see a man, she see marriage. When a man see a woman, he sees sex. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to take all those things into consideration. So to be a good man, you got to be very intelligent. You know what I'm saying? A woman got to have something to look up to. That's why most women deal with older men. Because when we the same age, you know what I'm saying, we don't have that maturity level that a woman is looking for. And a lot of guys are like, man, how that old bastard got that pretty fine thing, you know, and he ain't tricking. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know, it's because you can't stimulate her mental faculties. You know what I'm saying? A woman need to be stimulated mentally, and a lot of men is not capable of stimulating a woman mentally, especially young dudes. You know, all they know how to do is, you know, bam, bam, thank you, ma'am. You know what I mean? But, you know, a real boss or a real guy that's seasoned, you know, they got a little, little season, they got a little pepper and a little salt in this game, you know what I'm saying? He know how to play it. You know, he know how to, massage it, to have sex with the brain first. You know, first you fuck them mentally, and then you fuck them physically. You know what I'm saying? If you can't do that, then you're in a very serious situation. You know what I mean? You're at a very serious disadvantage, because women just naturally more smarter than us. Just naturally. I mean, that's their genetic makeup. You know, I talk about IQ. Yeah. You know, you can have a high IQ, but you can have a high EQ too. IQ means intellectual quotient. EQ means emotional quotient. So if a woman have a higher EQ than you, and she's more emotionally in tune with herself, then, you know what I'm saying, you might find yourself being emotionally, erratic. You know what I mean? Which means that sometimes people make emotional decisions, so that the emotions supersede their intelligence. You know what I'm saying? They get mad quick. You know what I'm saying? They make sporadic decisions. You know what I'm saying? They go haste. Haste make waste. And you got to be sharp. You know what I mean? You can't let yourself get caught up on that. And if you understand these principles, which I teach my sons, you know what I'm saying, they already know. My son know when he's letting his intelligence supersede his intelligence. You know, if you ever meet him, he pauses a lot. You know, I always told him, I said, use the 10-second rule. Before you make a decision, before you move on something, just give yourself 10 seconds to think about it. And then that way, you know what I'm saying, you'll be able to make a better judgment.
That's right.
So that's what I teach my children. You know what I mean? I give them books to read. You know what I'm saying? I made them read. You know what I mean? I told them the importance of reading. I told them the importance of having a world perspective. You know, I make them pay attention to National Geographic. I tell them, I say, okay, we study these animals, now study people. And then I teach them how to study people. I said the key to studying people is not knowing the person, but knowing the personality. So if I know a personality, if I know a dude is acting crazy, I know this nigga's a fool.
Know.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna back up off of him like the OJs and spin up off of him like the Barcades.
Nah, with you on that. Now, Ken, with you being shot and then doing time in jail, mentally seeing all of these things, being in all of these different situations, man, how do you keep your mind intact knowing how far it's done been and what all it done been through?
Well, when I first went to prison, man, it was like I couldn't wait to get to prison. You know what I mean? I was happy to be in prison because that's where all my friends was. So when I got in there, it was like number dabs, Every nigga from the block was in jail. You know what I'm saying? So we reminiscing, talking about how we gonna be better criminals. So jail wasn't bad for me. It wasn't a culture shock. I was in it, I was in it to win it, I was in the game. Prison came with the game. So that was simple. That wasn't nothing, I ain't had no problem. Ain't nobody, jail wasn't shit, But getting shot for nothing was shocking to me. Yeah. Because, basically, I was in a club and I had all my jewelry on and, women in Milwaukee, they like players, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like here in Atlanta, they like, oh, he think he a slick, he a pimp. They gravitate towards that shit. They like, oh, there go Pimpin' Ken, or there go Kenny Ivy, whatever they want to call me. So the dude, you know what I'm saying, I'm looking at him, right? And I know this dude, you know what I'm saying, I know he getting angry, but this girl was all in my grill, right? At this time, I really wasn't thinking about no woman, she was as far as from my mind as the moon was for the sun, so I wasn't tripping on her. But the little dude I was with, Mike, he be playing with his nose and shit, right? So them niggas play with their nose too, you know what I'm saying? So, they talking some shit, and I guess Mike not being sharp enough to know what was going on. Mike told the niggas where we was going, so, I'm the type of nigga, you know what I'm saying? If a nigga run up on me and talk about he gonna take something, you know what I mean? I'm looking at the nigga like, nigga, you gonna kill me too, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I told niggas, fuck them, you know what I mean? Nigga, you ain't got shit for you, nigga, you ain't pimp for this shit, this my shit. So, pow, 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 you know what I mean? I jumps in the car, you know what I'm saying? You can tell niggas was scared, because they could have shot me in the head. They could have been the job. So they wait till I pull off, then they shoot the car up like 40 times, you know what I'm saying? And then, I heard a couple of niggas, something happened to them niggas, they end up, getting into a robbery that night, and one of them went to jail or something like that. Then I think the other one ended up dead on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? So karma caught back up with him. You know what I'm saying? But, my thing was, why would a nigga shoot a nigga, you know what I'm saying, for some punk ass jury or over a bitch, if that's the case, when a nigga could, just go and, get him a bad bitch, another bitch if this bitch don't like you. Or you can go and you can just rob a jury store and get all the money, or rob a bank still to get my little punk ass jury, which probably wasn't worth nothing but about 100 bands. You can go get $1 million off the jury at the jury store. So I didn't understand that part, you know what I mean? But the niggas, you know what I'm saying, I got niggas came to my house, niggas was eating plenty of cheese when they know I wasn't dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see them per se, but I know based on what Mike told me and the way the shit went, it had to be a certain group of niggas. But them niggas, man, they was calling me, and these some killers, they knew they had fucked up, you know what I mean? So niggas calling me, they came by the house, and my nigga Rick was like, I think his brother, was around them niggas, so he was like, man, my brother had nothing to do with that shit. They already knew what time it was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, a lot of niggas, you know what I'm saying, they showed some respect, you know what I mean? And, me being who I am and the police coming to the hospital, I knew that I couldn't move, how I wanted to move, you know what I'm saying? I told my people to stand down, because if they would have moved, then, it would have fell right back on us. That's another thing about being a good leader. You got to know when to move. But fortunately, the gang took care of them niggas, you know what I'm saying? They ended up getting, smoked on some other shit, you know what I'm saying? So, it's what it is, man. But, my daddy got shot 5 times, different times.
Yeah.
Because he was in the gang, so he used to always tell me, son, you don't want to be a part of this, this ain't what it is, it ain't what it looked like, so I knew what I was getting into, you know what I'm saying? That's all a part of the game, so, I can't get mad at none of the shit that happened to me. Because I did a lot of shit to other niggas, you know what I'm saying? A lot of, I punish a lot of niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell niggas all the time, we was the worst crew in the city, you know what I mean? We run the work, we ran the pimping, we ran the robberies, all that shit. So I was around some niggas that was shiesty, you know what I'm saying? And maybe it was karma coming back to catch me, you know what I'm saying? It could have been that too, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't do nothing to these particular guys, but maybe the shit I was doing, on another level, you know what I'm saying? Because, when you're around certain niggas, right? Like the dude, Rick, you know what I'm saying? His brother killed like 19 people. He came over on the east side playing that bush. We put that nigga in the motherfucking van and called Rick, said, man, what you want us to do with this nigga? I said, this nigga ain't no coming over here with that shit.
Yeah.
So Rick's like, man, Rick crazy. Rick said, man, just give me my gun back. I guess Tony, that's the dude, Tony, man, Tony my nigga now, you know what I'm saying? But Tony, Rick Lowe was a gangster. These are my gangster partners, we hung out with. And so we had to set an example on Tony and let him know, man, you can't come over on the east side with that shit, and them niggas was killing like a motherfucker, man. That nigga got like maybe 15 bodies right now in Wall Pond. This is the kind of environment that we was living in. It was dangerous, So but everybody was straight. I mean, like I said, this nigga was killing everybody, but we kidnapped this nigga that was killing everybody. And tell this nigga, you know what I'm saying, you gonna move off the east side with this bullshit, nigga. We ain't having that.
Yeah.
And his brother was east side too. Rick is east side nigga. Rick, my nigga, we talk to this day. And Rick was like, man, King, woo woo, just don't kill a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, man. Give me my gun. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I would never forget that. We got this brother, man, about 7 pistols on this nigga, man. Cause we know this nigga's a killer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna have to handle this nigga rough, right? But we laughed about it, And then, me and Rick, we crazy. Me and Rick to pull guns on each other, man. You know what I'm saying? We sitting there, he got a gun on me, I got a gun on him, That's how crazy Milwaukee is. But, Rick, them niggas, they official, man. They was the, them niggas, they ran, they took care of their business, like, seriously, you know what I mean? His brother Rick used to shoot his own people, man. He shot Tony, his brother, in the leg. You know what I'm saying? Rick was no joke. You know what I'm saying? And them niggas, they played for keeps, but those my niggas, and I love Rick now, and I love Tony, all of them, man, but we were just in that life. It was gangster. You know what I'm saying? It was really gangster, you know what I'm saying? And even though I was a P, when I left Milwaukee, you know, I had to put that G down, and it was straight P. So, you know, a lot of niggas, they know me as just being a smooth brother, but they don't know the gangster shit we went through in the town. You know, there's a lot of gangster shit that went on. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, you know, me and, you know, I mean, it's a lot of niggas, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to mention because they done did so much dirt. Them niggas knew we was partners. Them niggas, they might try to get me because they didn't get them niggas. But, you know, there's a lot of crazy niggas around the town, man, that, you know, we was doing crazy shit. So me getting shot probably was a result of the behavior that I was kicking, you know. But, you know, thank God for the last 30 years. Thank God for the last 30 years. I haven't been involved in no bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I changed my life, and, you know, everybody love me now. You know, even the niggas that I had problems with, you know, we cool now. And, you know, that was kind of like a good thing, you know, that we was able to get out of that. You know, and I was able to walk around, you know. I used to be strapped all the time. I used to tell my son, I said I had a strap in my bushes, I had a strap under my pillow, a strap on me, and one in the car.
Right.
So if you tuck the pistol from me, you gonna get that, but I'm gonna do some Bruce Lee shit.
Get to the bushes.
Right.
Or I'm gonna do some Bruce Lee shit in the crib.
Yeah.
Because I always believed that if a nigga caught me slipping, he was gonna kill me. You know, it's something happened to me in Houston. I talked about this on the radio one time. You know, I was in Houston, some dude, you know, it was just some crazy shit, you know. They was trying to set me up. And, you know, the dude got us in the hotel. I was with two young ladies. You know, they got all the way, you know, in our business. We were slipping. You know what I'm saying? Dude walked up to me. He said, ch-ch-ch. He said, ch-ch-ch. That's all I need to hear. I'm trained to go.
Yeah.
You know, so I jumped up, man, the bullet missed me by this much. I took the pistol from the dude and pistol whooped him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, only way I didn't kill him because we was in Texas, they got the death penalty, and I didn't want to be going to court trying to figure out, you know, tell them this and that other. You know what I'm saying? It was in the hotel. So the nigga was crazy. He shot twice. You know what I'm saying? I got the gun from him, I pistol him. So the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, we in this shit. You know what I mean? We live this shit. You know, we about this shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so I'm an Army man.
Yeah.
I'm the Army, Navy, and the motherfucking Marines. You understand what I'm saying? I'm with all that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I got to deal with that shit accordingly, like around here. If a nigga get in my business, you know what I'm saying, at 58, 57, whatever, if I be 58, I'm going to handle my motherfucking business, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not playing with these niggas at this age. That's because, but the reason why, it ain't got nothing to do, because I'm corporate now, it ain't got nothing to do with that, it's just the way I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, the way I grew up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Me, you know, and that's, you know, that goes with the, you know, that goes with the territory. So being shot, in answer to your question, you know, it probably a compilation of all the things I just said, you know what I mean? You know, how many times I done did some crazy shit, you know what I mean? How many times, you know, have I, you know, did some wild shit, you know what I mean? And then you think about it, you figure, damn, you know, it's just a lot of times niggas couldn't catch me because I was always on point.
Yeah.
But if niggas would have caught me after we did the shit that we did, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like, if I didn't like you, man, it was a wrap for you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm like, you know, nigga, I take your money, I do whatever. If I don't like you, I don't like you. That's how the town was. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and like I said, it's been 30 years since I've been on that trajectory. You know, like I said, the dude tried to rob me, try whatever he was trying to do in Dallas. That was some shit that was gonna happen. Houston, that was some shit that was gonna happen anyway. You know, but I still got my, you know, I still got my heart. I'm still with the streets. I hang out at Metropolitan. I hang out at South DeKalb Mall. I hang out at Greenbrier, you know, by myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm still the same dude, man. I don't have no problem.
Now, this is my other question, though, Ken. When you think about the streets and the music industry, what are some of the parallels that you see in them? And then also with artists getting pimped in the game every 5 minutes.
Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. It was a culture shock. Yeah. When I came into the industry, I thought that everything these niggas rap about is what they be about.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But to actually see people that you really, really thought was this, really not that, it was a culture shock. Mm-hmm. So my son always tell me like, Dad, you know, I said, son, listen, if you think this nigga tripping, wait till you get to this nigga. I said, these niggas, all these niggas are tripping. I said, none of these niggas the message that they bring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All of them, you know what I'm saying, you know, they're not practicing what they preaching. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got to expect that. You know, he expect, you know, certain out of a certain person when he's seeing certain character flaws and character traits, he was like, Pops, woo, woo. And he said, why you deal with that shit? I said, son, I've been dealing with this shit for 27 years since I've been in entertainment. I said, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I can literally say, you know, I can count the hands on the dudes that I'd have met in the industry that was all the way 100. You know what I mean? They give you a phone number, they be jumping in your face, they talk about how much they love you, and then you call them, ain't no response. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or, you know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all be at a party, you ain't seen these niggas in 6 months, they act like y'all was just kicking it last night. I mean, just a lot of funny shit go on in the industry that, you know, I can't even bring these niggas around my niggas, because if they act like that on my niggas, they gonna get robbed. I'm telling you, my niggas gonna take their shit like, oh man, that nigga really ain't got the Draco, he really ain't shot no nigga, he really ain't got no books, he really ain't got no bricks. We finna take his shit. You know what I mean? So I keep my hood niggas away from these industry niggas, because a lot of these niggas get punished fucking with the niggas that I fuck with. So you know what I'm saying? But I'm intelligent enough to understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's the entertainment. It's just art. You know what I mean? It ain't reality. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and I hate when people like, you know, King Von, who's real, or other brothers that's real, that mix the two, and then they end up, you know, getting gobbled up by this gang, whether on Pooh Shiesty level or King Von level, where, you know, King Von lost his life, may rest in peace, and Pooh Shiesty lost his freedom because they some real niggas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they take this shit serious. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you know, they don't understand that, you know, these people ain't really, you know, you rapping to these people, you talk about what's going on in your hood, but a lot of these dudes ain't really living this life, and, you know, you study rapping about this shit, and you thinking that when you meet so-and-so, rapper so-and-so, you think he on the same thing. He not. And then next day, you know, you hear him on the internet like, man, that pussy-ass nigga, you know what I'm saying? They call him pussy-ass nigga because when they met him, they was looking for the nigga that was on the song.
On the record, yeah.
And that ain't the same nigga, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I learned that. You know, half these niggas got family, they married, they got nice shit going on, and they got, you know, businesses, and, you know, they really not killing shit. You know what I'm saying? They're not selling shit. So, you know, that's a culture shock for a nigga that's on the block. Yeah. They just so happen to have a hit record. You know, they learn how to, you know, put 16 bars in the hook together. You know what I'm saying? He up there, he rapping, and he really talking about what's going on in Bouldercrest, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in Bankhead, you know what I'm saying, what's going on in Decatur, where it's greater. You know, these niggas seriously talking about they block. That's right. But then they meet this other nigga, and this nigga like, you know what I mean, he ain't official.
What about the business side of it, though? How ruthless is that when you got in there and realized that
Man, listen, let me tell you something. Y'all niggas think y'all killers on the street. But, man, them motherfuckers in corporate suites, they more ruthless than man, these people will fuck you and laugh at you. Like, the shit these people do, if they did that shit on the streets, they'd be dead in millimeter seconds. Yeah. I mean, the corporate world, squares are ruthless, man. Niggas always talking about these squares, especially some of these square chicks, man. They'll cancel you out with no feelings, man. I mean, it's like, it's crazy because, you know, I be like, I know that they ain't gonna do that. I know that they gonna respect that. I remember we was doing a project, and the dude told me, he said, he was so nice throughout the whole project. He said, well, you guys have an obligation to give me a deliverable manuscript. He said, if y'all don't deliver it, then we're not giving you no more money, and, you know, you on your own. I said, man, you my friend, man. He said, no, man, this is business. So I had to put up the money out of my own pocket to finance one of the projects that we was involved, because they refused to do the project because the person that we was dealing with was a little bit toxic. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't, you know, meeting all the specifications that we need to order to make this deal go by. So we had to go in my pocket, in our pocket, and we had to actually pay, you know, to get this situation done. And in the process, you know what I'm saying? They just basically said, you know, read the contract. Once again, you know, hey, it's your obligation to give me a deliverable manuscript. Yeah. But all through the process, they was helping us out, telling us who to get, who to do this with, who to do this with, who to do this with. So when they didn't show up in the ninth inning, it was a culture shock. See that? But then I had to take that 10 seconds that I told my son to take. I had to say, this is business. Yeah. Yeah. So this is only business. So the industry, you're going to meet more sharks and more ruthless people in the industry you'll ever meet on the block. On the block, we got street codes. So, you know, the street codes say it's a certain way you conduct yourself. And up there, they don't have no codes. It's dog eat dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You got to be ruthless. You got to be deceptive because you got so many lions trying to tag into your side and so many sharks trying to bite your head off.
My God.
You know what I'm saying? So that leaves you no other choice but to be ruthless. You know?
The hip hop fraternity, before we get up out of here, can you hit them folks with the math about that one more time? And how can they get down with the movement, Ken?
Okay, first of all, if you want to, if you're out the country, you're across the world, you want to get down with the hip hop fraternity, just go to thehiphopfraternity.com. We have our own social media. You can put up pictures. You can do everything else. We also can go to Hip Hop Fraternity Radio, HHF Radio. You know, we got the radio streaming live from the site. And you can also go to our Instagram at hiphopfraternity.com. You know, you can also come to a meeting. We meet every Monday. So you can come to Whiskey Teas, 3573 Highway 138, Stockbridge, Georgia, and come out and enjoy the festivities. Artists get to perform for free. You get in for free. The only thing you pay for is extra songs. And you got to pay DJ money now. You know what I'm saying? Because he's doing this out of, you know, from a philanthropic standpoint, out of love. So he said, Ken, I can give them one song. If they want to work me and got me doing 4 or 5 songs, then he charging, you know, additional charge for that. But if you want to come, you just want to get your single off, you want to pop your shit on one song, you're welcome. And Dutch probably can.
Oh yeah, so Ken says that our skill set is our asset. So if you bring a skill set to the hip hop fraternity, we will not overlook that skill set. We give the opportunity for people to grow within the organization and within the music industry. And so who better else is there to learn from? And it's just a great family place. It's more than a fraternity, it's a family. More than a fraternity, it's a movement.
Oh yeah, one more thing. That if you, people, the question that everybody asks, is, do you have to be an artist? No, you can be an A&R, you can be a DJ, you can be a producer, you can be a businessman or woman, you can be a photographer, a videographer. So we accept all people. It's a fraternity, you know, before it's hip hop. It's just called a hip hop fraternity because hip hop is the biggest genre of music, and a lot of people listen to hip hop that not necessarily rappers. So, you know, I'm not a rapper nor actor, so I love hip hop. So I believe it's a lot of people like myself that love hip hop that would like to join. We even like to invite you to come and, you know,
pulling up.
Yeah, come and speak tonight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We want you to speak to the kids, and basically, like I said, you know, we like the American Idol or Apollo. You know, we let the kids perform. We get first action at all the celebrities or all the potential, you know, celebrities, all the potential stars. So they perform at the hip hop fraternity first. And, you know, we got people on deck like PRs that can help you with your EPK. We got people like Dutch that can help you with your copyright, you know, help you set up your publishing. You know, we got
a dancer.
Yeah, we got choreographers. You know what I'm saying? We got people that can help you out with cryptology or cryptocurrency, help you out with blockchain, help you out with setting up your publishing with the performance rights organization. So, you know, we just a brotherhood and sisterhood. We all stick together. You know, if you behind the camera, you just as important as the person that's in front of the camera. You know, if you're behind the mic, you're just as important as the people that's out there in the audiences listen. So, you know, we just a family, and the whole concept is that if we stick together, brother behind, we move on one accord, then in numbers is strength. If I take one pencil, I can break it with one break. If I take 30 pencils, it's gonna be extremely difficult. So the more people we got, then, you know, the more people you got chance of sharing this, your show, you know, your link.
Before I let you get out of here, my brother Shard hit me with one more question I gotta hit you with before you slide. What do you think OnlyFans did to the game?
Well, you know, like I said, you know, OnlyFans is, it's just like, you know, back in my day, and I say back in my day because it's very important. I said, you know, we had typewriters. You know, the game, it just advanced the game. So, you know, if you're a boss, you know, all you're going to do is you're going to switch up. You know, like I tell people about human trafficking, when the laws switched up their laws, you got to switch up your game. I mean, you can't just keep thinking, you know, that you're going to do the same thing. If you do the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same result.
That's right.
So, you know, because of the tools that are available to us, the internet and stuff like that, we're able to do things that, you know, your great-great-granddaddy or your uncle or your father couldn't do. You know what I mean? The game had changed. And the game is more advanced now. So, you know, I mean, if you're a boss and you was a boss during the days of the track or during the days of the phone calls, the escort service, you're going to be a boss with OnlyFans too. I mean, it's one brother, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say his name, but everybody know who he is. He got like millions off of that game. Woo. And he doing it live on his Instagram. You know, so there's some brothers that win off of OnlyFans. You know, I think his girl sell pictures of feet. You know, I mean, that's crazy, right?
Yeah.
They got a foot fetish on there, and he made $400,000 off of foot fetish. So you know, what I mean, you know, I don't knock that game. Just like this here.
Yeah.
You know, you got a podcast. You know, you disrupting MTV and BET. I mean, them
the
people.
Radio itself.
They can't stand y'all, but you know, y'all figured it out. You know, now you can interview how you want to interview. You can say, I can say what I want to say.
Yeah.
You couldn't say that. They got regulations at these other stations. Now y'all got the freedom to do what y'all want to do. So how you think they feel about podcasts? You ask me how they feel about how you think they feel about podcasts? Let me ask you that question. Be high.
Well, see, this is what's happening with the podcast. It done stressed out the whole game. Just like you said earlier, the internet made the world flat so everybody can compete.
Yeah.
So now the issue is, if you are major, you have to have real talent on your team. No longer can you be a gatekeeper and a kingmaker and say, you know what, Ken, you my homeboy. Nobody gets to hear TV or see nothing but you from 6 to 10.
Yeah.
You gonna sit in here and you the king of Atlanta from 6 to 10. Them days is over with because it's too many different options. So with those options being out there, you got to be able to get to the top and be the cream of that crop. If you're not the cream of that crop, then you ain't gonna get up there. So what's happening is a lot of these situations are being exposed. But then you got the algorithm side of it at the same time too. So if you don't understand the algorithms, then you're not even gonna know how to play the game at all. So you're looking at the game, you're like, okay, why is this person fly? Why is this person supposed to be fly? But why is this person flying and this person's not? And then this person is genuinely organically good
and talented, right?
And talented.
Yeah.
That person might not be as talented as you thought they were. And then you might have another person that just understands the algorithm and is pimping the hell out of that as well. So it's one of those things. I love it because it put the power back in the common man's hand, but then also it switched the game up to direct to consumer. So whereas you would go out and pass out 100,000 flyers to a whole bunch of folks, you can speak directly to your damn audience from your own platform. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, you about to make me go all the way there, Ken. Why you want me to go all the way there? Time and attention is the currency. People spend time and they pay attention. And I'm going to sit it right there. Once you understand that, the world is yours.
You know, that's good that you say something about that, right? Because, you know, I had a son on the internet called Game College, right? And so I was telling my partner, I said, man, listen. I said, you can't control the attention span of these people. These people got a choice now.
Come on.
They can push Beehive or they can push CNN.
Come on.
More than likely, they're going to push Beehive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or they're going to push Game College.
Yeah.
So the thing that people got to understand, and even like, you know, I do credit repair. My son do credit repair. We got a credit repair business. If anybody want to find out about it, go to realpimpken_, hit me on my DM. And so what we do, we deal with the algorithms too, you know what I'm saying? Because I tell my son, I said, credit is not what niggas think it is. Niggas think credit is having a good score. Credit is being able to pay your bills on time. That's what they're looking at. They're looking at those algorithms. They're looking at, you know, your ability to pay bills. So everything that comes in on time, they tabulate it. Everything that comes out, or that don't come in on time, they push it out into the public. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have all positives and no negative. So you know what I'm saying? So if you know about the 30% ratio, you know, if you know about, you know, piggybacking, if you know about, you know, trade lines, if you know about how to, you know, set up secure accounts, you know about, you know, certificate deposit account, then you know what I'm saying? Now you're in the right trajectory. So you can have a person that worked all their life, that got a 700 credit score. You can use our system, and I can pass that person up in less than 6 months. I can have you at 800. Based on us understanding those algorithms that you're talking about, understand how that system works, because that's all it means. If I gave you $1,000 Beehive, you pay me back tomorrow, that don't tell me shit about your ability to pay credit on time. But if you gave me $100 a month for $10, that would register at all of the major credit bureaus.
That's right.
You know, that this man paid his bill 10 times in a row on time. Now that's better than you giving me the $1,000 because now I got something, a track record.
You know build that credit.
Yeah, that system.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that system, you know, you just got to manipulate. And the credit don't give a fuck if you black or white. You know what I'm saying? If you got a good credit score, you could get the same amount of money that a white person could get. That's the only place where if you play the game right, there's no discrimination.
Yeah. Ken,
Hey, B.I.
Man, appreciate you coming through this thing, boss. Wish you nothing but the best and much
I'm
success.
sorry for being a little tardy, man. You know.
Oh, man, I don't care nothing about no tardiness. We in this thing kicking it, Dutch. Appreciate you, money.
Y'all gonna come to the meeting tonight, man?
I might not make it tonight, but put me down for one of these other Mondays so I can go ahead and pencil that thing in, because you know I like to talk my damn self.
Yeah, we want you to speak to the kids, man.
I'm here for it. Behind Radio Shouting. Holla at y'all in a minute, man. We go.